Mr. Chair, I just have a
Yes.
really quick,
I know.
folks, just really,
Hey, real quick.
Oh.
All right.
So on Monday evening, the council did kind of address the PUD. Shawn, I think it was you that brought up the change. I thought that change, that how it was brought up was professionally done. I thought it was very, folks, I'm talking, so, yeah, no problem. I'm doing the best that I can. So I thought it was professionally done. I thought it aligned with where it needed to be. I think there was other recommendations that were either we saw or was put forward. I do want to say that this board did work to, had 3 public sessions, workshops to bring that forward. Mr. Chair, if you recall, in the spring 2025, this board had invited the council to have a partnership with it. And I want to kind of just reiterate that the expectation as one board member is that we continued that partnership. And, in the spirit of partnership, I was a little bit, kind of protrude that folks were saying that the planning board didn't incorporate some last minute requests. And I would probably just kind of advise that the council, if they do have, this is probably a process thing and, probably giving free advice on how to follow a process. But if they have recommendations and if they are true to those recommendations and they've spent the time to write those recommendations down, that they trace it back to where we brought the PUD to it. And Shawn, I'm sure you could probably reiterate that to your colleagues, but it does this town no good for one board to point a finger saying, well, the planning board did not do this or the planning board did not do that. With the amount of work that this planning board did, with the amount of work that our town staff did, and to kind of have the council bring it to us to say, well, I just thought that everyone would read it and that we could just throw it in there. Well, you're not going to be able to throw it in there unless if you really want change, do the work, get the change, process it through, and get it in front of us, because it's doing us no favor, especially for a PUD that for years people have come to the podium and on social media and everywhere else saying we need to revise that. You know what we did? We did the work. We entered in a way of partnership with the council, and for the council to just kind of throw it back, I take offense to that. So Shawn, if as the liaison, I just want to thank you for how you approached it, and if you could work with your colleagues to do the same, so we can actually get this thing through the finish line. Thanks.